Why do we say, it is raining? What is the it when we say it is raining? Something is raining. Raining is happening. Whatever it is that's raining, is it growing trees as well? Is it becoming flowers and blowing as wind and being mountains? Maybe we could say, it is mountaining today. It is oceaning today. It is humaning today. Our language reflects our consciousness. At the same time, it also shapes our consciousness. When we identify some thing with a word, like a cup or a flower, we make it seem as if that thing is separate from any other thing because we call it a separate name. Well, some things are different from other things and can be named. We noun them, and then we act as if the noun is actually a separate thing. But the separation is somewhat fictitious, somewhat invented, and in some ways, we're really seriously making it up. So then, after perceiving these separate things and naming these separate things, we then, because they're always on the move, these things, we have to attribute actions to these things. The flower turns to follow the sun. Well, it's true as far as words go, but a simple matter of reflection reveals the flower can't possibly turn all by itself. The sun and the dirt, the earth, the water, plus you as the observer of the whole shebang, that flower is so interconnected. You start to question whether or not these non-separate things, whether there's any way for them to perform an independent action. Our English language is arranged for actions. Our language is arranged for verbs. And these actions, our verbs, are always set in motion by these separate and identifiable things called nouns. We forget that our rules of grammar do not reflect the rules of reality, of nature. What would happen if we could get rid of nouns? Well, while I was researching this episode, I found out something about the Nootka people. I'll put some links in the show notes. Apparently, when they use language, it's without a clear distinction between noun and verb. So one example might be, in English, we would say a stone falls to the ground. We are separating the static thing, the stone, from the action, falling. The stone falls. The Nootka people would speak of that event in a single verb-like form, which could possibly be translated as, it stones downward, meaning the stone is not a fixed object to which something happens, or it's not an object which does something like falling. The stone is itself a moving event. So because our bodies are things, because our body is a noun, we end up asking things like, how does the spirit govern my body? How does the mind govern the body? How can a noun, which is by definition a thing, it's not an action, how can a noun commit an action? To the extent that I, David, am a thing, I'm a noun, I'm an object in the world, how do I move? How do I take actions? What is it that makes me act? We only ask a question like that because we see the world the way we do. We see the world that way and structure our language that way. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe we structure our language that way, and that leads us to see the world that way. I think it's easier to say, I'm Daviding today. There's no 100% separate me who is doing things. There's nothing in me that's taking action. It is raining. It is mountaining. It is Daviding. It is being me and you, emerging and manifesting as it does. But the danger of that is it can lead to being completely irresponsible and completely disregarding of the needs of others. We cannot rest with, there is no me per se, so whatever I do is really the whole universe acting as me, so there's no I to be responsible. Well, if you stick with this, chances are you're going to cause harm. Despite the dangers, it's still important to recognize that nothing needs to change. So it doesn't matter whether or not you make an effort. And in fact, every effort you make is the illusion of effort. There isn't a separate you to make the effort. Everything is perfect and whole and manifesting from the one thing. So there's literally no difference between making an effort and not making an effort. It's just that this is only one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is needing to make every effort. The individuality that is completely an invention must still manifest as the illusion. It manifests as the illusion that must make every effort to lose itself. This you that does not exist must still act and take complete responsibility and do everything it can to lead an ethical, helpful life. An ethical life is a connected life, and it's a life that takes as much other life as possible into account. All the effort must be to lead an ethical life in harmony with all the rest of the universe in all its quote-unquote separated forms. It is only the total, sustained effort that can reveal the truth of how no effort is needed or was ever even possible. If there is no self, who is it that makes the effort? Our illusory self must make every effort to find out. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Please visit the home of the 10 Crutches podcast at 10crutches.link. That's 10crutches.link. The book that inspired the podcast, a book I wrote called 10 Crutches for Walking in the Present, is available for free download on the website. While you are there, please take advantage of 2 ways to contact me. You can send me an email, or you can make a voice recording. If you have a great question, I may be able to use it for the podcast. Also on the website, you can visit the archive to hear any published episode and see show notes for any and every show. Thanks so much for listening. And once again, thanks so much for listening. And I won't say it once again. See you next time.